Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. First off, the market is having a pullback. When we really look at Bitcoin, I actually think that this is very healthy. And I know that a lot of people are saying like, all right, well, we're going to come down much, much lower. Things are going to crash or so. Now, this green line down here was on 4-hour support. This is really not the major support level that we really have to look at. It's more so around this area here at like 22.5K. Now, the thing that I'm watching is actually the 20-day EMA, which is this green line down here that we have been trailing on since breaking out, going back all the way to July. So we came down, retested back in the beginning of August, and we just retested it, and you guys do see that we are holding on it right now. Yes, I do know that you have like these wicks. What matters right now is like the whole candle body itself, which is holding on the 20-day EMA. So that is what we are watching for right now. We want to see this officially hold this level and continue higher and actually break out above the resistance zone at about almost 24K. Again, very similar style of the support. Yes, there's wicks above it, but ultimately our resistance level has been 23.8K. We need to break above that. We need to hold above it, and we need to flip that resistance level as support for higher continuation. Now, that higher continuation to me would be around this 26.8K level, all the way up to possibly 29K, taking us back into the demand channel of like around the May timeframe. So we still have a little bit of time left in Bitcoin. We still need to watch if this support zone, or I should say this EMA, is going to hold. If it does, that is great. But tomorrow we do have a CPI report coming out, which could ultimately lead to volatility within this market and us losing that EMA and having that further continuation downward. Again, that down level that we have to watch for is at 24.5K. If we do lose that, we will retest much lower, which would probably be around 21K. And again, from there, it's if we lose that, we're really kind of looking at the June lows being retested, which is a possibility. Now, of course, a lot of individuals have talked about these CPI reports and what their predictions are on these. I don't really care to give you guys my prediction on it. All we do know is that it's going to be a pretty exciting day tomorrow, or I should say today. And we do see tomorrow is the monthly inflation report with the consumer price index CPI. The last 4 months have been a higher than forecasted inflation. The White House warned days ahead of those previous months. Prints that inflation reports would be high. They have been silent this week. Fingers crossed. And yes, if they have been silent, a lot of individuals have been forecasting that the number will be much lower. The forecast here is actually 8.7%. The last one was about 9.1% back in July. So, or I should say in June, sorry. So we need to understand that these reports do matter. They do matter for volatility reasons. So just be cautious of that and be aware of it. That's why I have been saying like this entire week as prices have been jumping out. Do not FOMO in on the green days. Now, also talking about the SEC case with Ripple, we did see a major announcement earlier. This goes back a little bit, 7 hours ago, when Attorney Solomon and Judge Nepern sing a legal duet in perfect sync and tune. I don't see how Judge Torres can possibly overturn it. Sorry. Shout out to Jeremy Hogan for this, and also James K. Fallon. But especially when there is a clearly erroneous standard, there's nothing erroneous about this brief or the orders. Let's see them emails. Now, I know that to me, like breaking this down would just not be the case for me because I'm not a lawyer or anything like that. But we did see a few comments on this from the community. Shout out to Johnny Dean, but we do see, remember, Mary Jo White was chair of the SEC until January 2017. Clinton replaced her in May 2017. Andrew Searsney was enforcement director until December 2016. Matt Solomon was enforcement's chief litigation counsel until December 2016. They are on Ripple's defense team. They know. And down here we have a few quotes from this DPP issued attorney privilege document, and we do see attorney Matt Solomon is hitting hard in this response. Indeed, the SEC cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube. It's clear to me that the Ripple team knows XRP or something incredibly similar was discussed in the Hinman speech drafts. Game, set, match. And shout out to Ashley Prosper here. on Twitter. But yeah, these are individuals that have worked in the past with the SEC, and they were, major higher ups on the SEC. So when you really kind of look at this, they know what was going on behind the scenes with those emails. And we do see, for example, the drafts and communications may touch upon what and how much was previously told or not told to market participants about other digital assets that are similar to XRP or XRP itself. That discovery may reveal what information the individual defendants and the other market participants had in determining whether a digital asset was a security. And over here we do see because Hinman's speech helped shape the character of digital assets in commerce, as well as the expectations of market participants, as the SEC now concedes, these documents may reveal what information the market had and therefore what character XRP was given it in commerce. And then over here, they may have used to obtain potential impeachment evidence or to impeach witness at trial. There may be evidence in these documents that elucidates or undermines Hinman's testimony relating to the development of the speech or its purpose. And yeah, this is exactly what we have been watching for. This is a huge area to touch upon because, again, I told you guys multiple times that these emails being released are massive for the XRP community and, of course, Ripple's defense. These could ultimately be the nail in the coffin. And also, we do see over here, Common Sense, 60 plus emails to a couple dozen SEC staff, 58 drafts, edits of the speech, January 2018, XRP briefly, second largest crypto by market cap. XRP battled Ethereum throughout 2018, taking second spot again in October, even after Hinman's, free pass. What are chances XRP came up? And we do see down here, what the Hinman speech could entail and a few reasons why Ripple are pursuing the document. Shout out to JV the Great. But here we have, again, everything that we just talked about in the other slide, and then we have a whole nother breakdown here, even in regards to the library case and stuff like that. So there's a lot to really unpack here, but to me personally, it's all about the fair notice. It's all about the Hinman emails, and ultimately, this is incredible for the XRP community. We are getting to the end goal here. I mean, I know that a lot of people still think it's still a long way, before we do see a settlement. But to me, I think that a settlement is nearing. Obviously, yes, they'll most likely drag their feet until around 2023. But I'm very, very excited to see what happens next out of this. I know that a lot of people are going to comment down saying nothing will happen. They're going to try to delay again, and they most likely will. But I do expect at some point in time these emails to come out, and I think that those are going to truly shine the light on the corruption and also give the XRP community justice for once. And we do see over here, 2 days ago, 3 bills introduced in the U.S. to make Cftc primary regulator of crypto spot markets. Again, it does not even matter if these Hinman emails come out, because to me personally, I think that the SEC has been overreaching. I actually, sent out this tweet earlier. I said, I really feel like governments are trying to utilize regulatory overreach to block their citizens from owning crypto. But Nick, why would they do that? Because they will utilize DOT for issuance of stablecoins and CBDCs to power the new monetary system. They don't want you getting rich. You really think these government agencies are here to protect you? They put on a mask, put on a show, and pretend they are. But in reality, they are catering to the big money, banks. And I said pure speculation to technically kind of play into the idea that yeah, I am speculating for the most part, but we all know that at the end of the day, since the inception of this SEC lawsuit, clear corruption has been, really shining on this entire community. Community members have dug deep, they have done their research, and we have found, I would say damning information around the SEC themselves, specifically around Ethereum and even XRP. And I actually did put out a tweet earlier this week. It was actually a video. I'm sure that you guys are probably all aware of it because I did do a video on that as well on this channel, and it was this tweet here. It got a ton of love from the XRP community, so much love to you guys. But I said this was right before XRP surged to $3 plus, achieving its all-time high. Ripple is revolutionizing the entire financial infrastructure at its core, utilizing on-demand liquidity powered by XRP. It doesn't get any better than this. Listen to Brad Garlinghouse explain just how revolutionary this is from 2017. Now, a few people did quote this, specifically a few larger accounts as well. Down here, I think that it was Digital Asset, I'm pretty sure. So DAI, let me see. So yeah, it was this. That all-time high was what put the bad guys in motion. I do completely agree. I think that, even going back to the statements from Johnny Dean in the past or in the previous tweet that I was reading, it was all about a power play. It was all about protecting Ethereum and the, investors that are invested into Ethereum. I told you guys time and time again that this merge to proof of stake, I think, is also going to be, alarming for, the Ethereum community, because everybody's so bullish on this. But remember, the main problem with proof of stake mechanisms is that individuals that are holding a very large, percentage of the supply, staking it, are the ones that actually control the network. And I do think that this is going to further centralize Ethereum as a network and really show you who is behind Ethereum. We've talked about this in the past as well. I actually do believe that Ethereum is probably one of the most centralized networks out there and tokens. And I think that the XRP community also has done their fair, job on shining a light on that as well. But to me, why doesn't the SEC really matter around this SEC case? Well, it's because of the CFTC. I think that these major entities are understanding that, the SEC has been overreaching. And we do see down here noting that there has been a long, time debate to whether the SEC or even the CFTC should be the primary regulator of the crypto spot markets. We now have 3 different bills. The one this week, the Loomis Gillibrand bill, and also the House bill, the Digital Commodity Exchange Act, they all say the CFTC is the place to go. And we do see down here the Digital Commodities Consumer Protection Act of 2022 was introduced by U.S. Senators Debbie Stabenow, John Boozman, Cory Booker, and John Thune. Last week, our bill will empower the CFTC with exclusive jurisdiction over the digital commodities spot market, which will lead to more safeguards for consumers, market integrity, and innovation in the digital commodity space. Now, again, I'm not sitting here saying these individuals are going to be great for crypto. No way, shape, or form do I think that we need any more government agencies being a part of crypto to regulate it, to make sure that it is, I would say, catered to the financial institutions that do want to jump into this space. I think at some point in time, they will try to push retail out of this market as much as possible. And the reason why I say that is because you could see what's happening with DLT technology in general. They are trying to issue stablecoins and CBDCs on them. They are not going to let you easily invest into these investment vehicles. They're just not going to. But I think that is also why we have been seeing a lot of individuals speak up and talk out against, overreach and overregulation. We do see down here, to foster American innovation and tech job growth, Congress must establish a clear process for creating and trading digital commodities that prioritizes consumer protections, transparency, and accountability. And this is more so looking at Tom Emmer and a few other ones as well about that Digital Commodity Exchange Act of 2022. But to me, I think what we should welcome around crypto is a regulatory framework that is, not only planned but discussed within the boundaries of crypto. I've talked about this even with Ripple. Ripple has, set out their own framework going back as far as I think it was November. And we have that open over here. Here we have it, a real approach to cryptocurrency regulation, Ripple's vision for how existing financial regulatory frameworks can be used to advance innovation and enhance consumer and market protections. And again, they do mention a few things around, some bills within this. But yeah, ultimately what we need is public-private collaboration should be at the core of any legislative proposals. We believe clear communication and collaboration between private and public actors will be key for developing an effective policy framework for cryptocurrencies. And they do, discuss this. And they also do say down here, existing financial regulatory frameworks can be utilized to regulate cryptocurrencies. The Securities Clarity Act, reintroduced on a bipartisan basis by reps, earlier this year, seeks to address ambiguities, wow, I can't even talk, in the SEC's application of the Supreme Court's 1946 Howey case to digital tokens issued as a part of an investment contract. And again, they do clarify, these are, some of the acts and the bills that have been in the past implemented and discussed around, regulations. And they do support it. They actually do support the idea of listen, we do need clear regulations. We need to work together to have this, ushered in to not only save the crypto community, to have it, further innovate and, not stifle any sort of growth within this area, but it could also help economically grow, major, prospering markets, industries, etc. They understand where crypto does lie as well. Ripple has been utilizing crypto technology for nearly a decade. And down here, cryptocurrency innovation sandboxes should be fostered and encouraged. In conclusion, all of the proposed measures discussed in this framework seek to provide legal clarity to industry, markets, and consumers in a way that an ad hoc regulation by enforcement approach simply cannot. And they also do mention, of course, the SEC. And like I said, I think that when we're talking about, crypto in general, and we talk about where this market is headed, this market is such an undervalued and I think it's a misunderstood market as well. Have any of these major, higher up executives or, major chairs at these, agencies, try to have them discuss to you what DeFi means. Try to have them break down Bitcoin because we've seen them try to discuss these things. And it's like one of the most comical things that we could ever see. It's embarrassing, to say the least, that these individuals just simply do not understand the technology. And I feel like, they are just more so in fear of it. And I think that it all goes back to, the big banks. I think that when we look at, videos like this, where we have Brad Garlinghouse on mainstream, TV on a news network, discussing how XRP is going after the intermediaries, cutting out the middlemen that are making massive amounts of money on these huge bank transactions. It's going after the big banks. I think that that is what puts a target on their back, and I think that that is where we do see major players not being happy with where XRP is positioned and where it is headed. And remember, at this current moment in time, even if we go over to the list, Ethereum is number 2, XRP is number 7. You go look at like the historical, snapshots on CMC, and you look at like where XRP was positioned for the longest time. It was the number 2, asset. It was well above Ethereum for many times in the past. And honestly, if you actually look at XRP's market cap from 2017, 2018, it was a monumental market cap. It was nearing, the same levels that Ethereum is at currently in 2017 and 2018. Think about how much more money there is in the market nowadays. Even during the last cycle run, there was so much money pouring into this market, and XRP just was not the one to really kind of invest in because it was delisted on major exchanges. It had a bad, taste in everybody's mouth that, wanted to invest in, to this market. And that's why Ethereum got spotlighted. At the same time that SEC lawsuit came out, it was a perfect moment to be in this market because so many other assets ran greatly. XRP's price action was stifled. We look at, 2017 and 2018's bull run, right? You see how much volume was pouring into XRP at that time. $8 billion in a 24-hour span, $6 billion, $3 billion. I mean, so much money was flowing into XRP. And it's for good justice, too. Like, during that time, there was so much speculation on where XRP was positioned, what XRP can do. And now we actually have a clear insight on where XRP is positioned, what Ripple is doing with, payments and remittances, cross-border payments and things like that. There is no more speculation. We have a clear insight on what's happening. And it's funny, right? Because now we have a clear insight and look at the gains. I mean, I understand that this is all speculation back here, but look at where we are now. We've seen so many partnerships. We've seen massive on-demand liquidity expansions. And we still have not even closed the gap in on that all-time high, which is why a lot of people say, like, I'm starting to hate XRP. I think that XRP is a scam. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going back down to this price, that price. A lot of individuals just lose the, vision on where XRP actually is positioned and what they are doing with XRP. A lot of people think that Ripple's a scam. The biggest scam is the SEC, saying that they're protecting investors, even though they have been hurting investors, since December of 2020. And you could argue that it's actually even been before December of 2020 as well. So again, with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, after you all have a beautiful day, a beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world, this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.